Ephesians 6, and we got 2 Corinthians 10 as well. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We're going to Ephesians chapter 6. We get into this armor. Somebody grab Isaiah 59 as well. We need to get there.
Got the Isaiah.
59, like 15, 17. We're going to the same thing. We need spiritual armor out here to deal with a spiritual enemy. Right. You can't shoot Satan with no AK.
Ain't gonna work.
Or slap him or cuss him out and change anything. It won't even change. We're going to get into some examples when Christ was tempted. What did he do? And you know he had on the full armor.
Did you say?
You know he did because he never seen it.
59.
Ephesians chapter 6.
Oh, 6. I'm in Isaiah. You heard Isaiah.
Isaiah 59 is the second witness to what we're going to. And Christ had on the full armor. And he never slipped or got caught slipping because he never seen it. Right? Satan know where you're weak at in your arm. We have to address it. Don't act like it's not there. That ain't going to change nothing. Feel we got to identify your weakness. Where am I weak at? Huh? Every time the girls walk down the street in them tight little pants, I'm always like this, gooseneck. Where am I weak at? Right? Or whatever it may be. That's just an example. I'm telling you the client. Right. So that's just an example.
Then when you see one, you think about it. He weak in this.
Hey, look, I got kinks in my arm as well. Right? Right. Everybody that's breathing do. Christ is the only one that was fully strapped. That's right. So in order for us to deal with our weaknesses, we got to look them in the eye and identify what it is. That's right. Right. Be real with yourself. I'm weak there. Right. You feel me? You ain't fooling nobody but yourself anyway. I ain't got a reward for you, so you ain't got a front for me or nothing. I don't have a reward. Only Christ got the reward. All right, let's get this Ephesians 6, verse 10 through 17. We're going to read about these weapons. This armor we got. That's right. Through 19, he wrote Ephesians 6, 10 through 19. If we in a war, if you know you got to have weapons to fight a war. Down to 20 brothers. So know what this is out here. And those that worship the enemy, I'm going to put some names up here too so y'all can look them up. Because they got them all on YouTube chanting today, God and all that. See what I'm saying? So we need to be on it praying to our God. At least 3 times a day that he commands us to in the scriptures. That ain't much. A Muslim pray to a rock 5 times a day. He got more discipline than you and you serve the living God. Let's be real what we talking about. Take it more serious. Take it more serious and you will it will be more real to you. It's way more serious. Let's get this Ephesians 6. You got that? Yeah. Verse 10 through 19. 10 through 20.
Chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord.
That's the second time we read that. We just read it in 2 Timothy as well. Be strong. Just like he told our forefathers when you go over to the promised land. Be strong and very courageous. Yeah, we can go back up. Of course. We can go back up. If we didn't have no time restrictions, we'd be reading whole chapters. That's right. That's right. That's right. Y'all already know. Go on back up.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 9.
Be strong, people. We got to be strong out here.
And ye masters, do the same things unto them, for very threatening, knowing that your master also in heaven, neither is there respect of persons with them.
Right. Showing the order of a master / servant. Even the master got to serve the Lord. Right? Even the master got to serve the Lord if he wanted to the kingdom. He won't be able to brag to the Most High. But you know, I was Mr. Johnson off the plantation down in South Carolina who imported 100 pounds of barley and had so many Negroes picking cotton. Like that only if he don't serve the Most High, he's not getting in either. And dealing with the Most High, there's no respect of person. Right? And if somebody was in a position to be like the head over somebody, he should fear the Most High enough to know, okay, look, my servant serve the Most High. That's a brethren of mine. It's just more as if he worked for me now. Exactly. Right? You ain't supposed to be using that master badge just to get over. Because you're going to have to answer too. We all have a day of court coming. Where you have to stand in front of the judge and give an account for what he done gave you. Right? Even the master. Even Steve Jobs, who designed the Apple computer.
That's right.
So rich, everybody got nothing but good stuff to say about him. But guess what? He ain't got no money to retain that spirit. You gotta go stand before the judge. And likewise, all of us too. You want to stand before that judge? We got to be in court. I hate going to court down here. I hate it. So many excuses. Lying too long. Look at this heathen. I ain't going. But in the end, guess what? Okay, you ain't with it. What? The warrant's out, and eventually you want to pay more anyway. We got a damn court coming. Go ahead.
And just like he's saying about Steve Jobs with the Apple, understand what he's saying about his knowledge. It's superior because a bite has been taken out of the apple. So that's what that symbol is, a bite taken out of the apple. So he's going right back to the garden and saying my technology is superior to who you talking about.
Of course. It's all subliminal when dealing with your enemy. It's all subliminal.
But as Maccabees was saying, we all will like here we miss court and get warrants. But with the Most High, there will be no failure to appear.
Now you'll be summoned, you're going to have to go. You're going to have to give an account. Right? That's why the scripture says, pass your time here in fear. Right? With respect to your God, knowing what it is, because we all have done things that's worthy of death. Most of us, even this morning, whether it was a physical act or a thought that was in your head, you just did something. Right? Let's finish this on off. You're pointing at me.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God.
No, half armor.
The whole armor of God.
Put on what you want, your pajamas.
Put on the whole armor of God.
He tell you you're instructed. That's an order. Put on the whole armor of God. Right? Come on, Hebrew.
That ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Wiles. W-I-L-E-S. What is that? Who knows
Wild
that?
coyote.
Huh?
That was a while.
That was a while.
It was an action there. But it was a scheme of distraction. A scheme.
Exactly. The wiles of the devil. So in order to stand against the tricks, we call it tricknology these days. In order to stand against the tricks of Satan, you got to have the whole armor of God. You got to have it on. Wiles.
Seducing temptation. Why? Deceit, a trick or stratagem intended to ensnare or deceive.
You hear that? That's a trap for you out there. The wiles of the devil, the traps of the devil, the pitfalls of Satan. Your enemy.
Skill in outwitting, trickery.
Woo, skilled in outwitting. I mean, he outthought you already. Trickery. So the only way to identify him is through these scriptures. And what somebody is saying, right? You're either going to yield your members to what they saying and do what's right, like, no, part of them even sound right.
Right.
Now, the script say a thief won't get into the kingdom. No, I'm cool. I can't go with y'all. I'm 100.
Right.
Holler at y'all later. Right? And no, you won't mess around, turn on the news, and they all locked up.
All locked up.
Right? You still had to make the decision to go. Like, you know what? You know, light bills is due. Right? Baby ain't got no Pampers. Huh? Now you're bargaining with it. Instead of identifying, look, now that's wicked, later for that. You hear me? We'll find another one. Cool. So the wiles of the devil is the tricknology or the pitfalls of Satan. You gotta have the whole armor of God understanding this. Alright? Verse 12.
Verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
So that kills the theory that so-called any other nation itself is the devil. Right? Because he just told you put on the whole armor so you can stand against the devil. And the very next verse he say, for we wrestle not with flesh and blood. Right? So you can't just say, oh, a specific race is the devil.
That's the devil.
The devil is a spirit. Right? That inhabits every race if they will it. If they willing to bow their knee to him. There are certain rulers that run this world that are wicked, that happen to be of a specific race, but guess what? They're inspired by Satan. That's all it is. Satan is a spirit. When Satan entered into Judas,
That's right.
was that the white man?
No.
That was the spirit.
That's the greatest crime that ever hit planet Earth.
And that was a brother that betrayed Christ. Right?
His friend.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. His friend, his brother.
And the great in that last verse 13, a great second witness. Romans chapter 13, verse 12. For the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light.
You hear that? Cast off the works of darkness, law breaking, put on the armor of light. Let your light shine, Israel.
That was Romans chapter 13, verse 12.
Let's finish this off, y'all. Ephesians 6, verse 13.
Verse 12 again. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Against spiritual wickedness in high places. This is a spiritual war we fight. And those that run the banking cartel, what we call banksters, and foreign world policy and all that, they are in direct league with this dark force that's running this world. According to this Ephesians 6 we talking about. It ain't a flesh and blood thing we dealing with. It ain't even flesh and blood. Everybody you talk to or run into got a spirit over them. It's either of the Most High or it's of the enemy.
That's right.
And the only way you can know what it is listen off what they talking about.
Yep. Spirit of discernment.
Right? Either they talking about what leadeth to life or you're talking about damnation. There ain't even no in between. It's just what it is. You like the principality?
Principality.
What it say, Israel?
The state, office, or authority of a prince. The position or responsibilities of a principal and of a school. Now, the territory or jurisdiction of a prince. The country that gives title to a prince. The one we're looking for, in order of angels.
And what?
In order of angels.
Principalities are orders of angels.
Celestial hierarchy.
Okay, now you know what? Give us yeah, there you go. You already know where I'm going. To give y'all an example of what we're talking about. Me and that brother been talking about these scriptures later. That's when you know where I'm going.
Right.
Daniel chapter 10, let's give an example of a dark order of demons that's over the nations of men. Daniel chapter 10, call and read, though.
Daniel chapter 10.
And then somebody grab Daniel 12 as well. You're just going to give the mic. Daniel chapter 10. You got verse 13. And also verse 20. 20 to 21. So we got Daniel 10, 12 through 13. Verse 20 through 21. It's going to get into a principality that was over the kingdom of Persia.
Right.
So 12 through 13, 20 through 21.
And what you were in what you were in.
And then Daniel chapter verse 1 through 4. Don't get into it. See, what we're talking about is not comic book stuff.
That's right.
The rulers of this world who are in league with the enemy know about what we're talking about. That's why we got to have an armor on. And he told you that we wrestle against the principalities and the rulers of darkness. Brother, get the definition of principalities. It means a dark order of angels.
That's right.
Huh? So that lets you know what's inspiring mankind. So you think somebody just got up, sniffed the Folgers and made the atom bomb? He just got up, yawned, brushed his teeth, put his slippers on, sniffed his Folgers and came up with the atom bomb, a nuclear bomb.
That's right.
You think Einstein just woke up, brushed his teeth, and split the atom? What happened? What did they do to get wickedly inspired to do this wickedness? Because you ain't created nothing. You ain't created no nuke for no peaceful purposes. Not no nuclear bomb. You don't make those for peaceful purposes. It don't work like that. So if the mindset was wicked and invented it, right? What spirit was on the person who invented it? We praise these people. Give him a Nobel Peace Prize. Give him a Nobel Prize.
Peace.
Right? And he been hollering at the other side. That's what been happening.
check the history on Albert Einstein. He was married to a soothsayer. His wife was deep into seances. Deep. Super deep. They said actually Albert was dumb as a stack of bricks. But it was the woman he was married to was deep into clairvoyance, the whole nine.
Does it say her name?
Well, I mean, just look it up. Google Albert Einstein's wife. It'll tell you about her. And when he married her, he went deep into the dark side.
Yeah, yeah. So he did even Ronald Reagan's wife.
Right.
Talking about that one time?
Right.
Into all the astrology, seances, she used to plan Ronald Reagan's schedule around the positioning of the stars. She was heavy into astrology. Again, we read Ephesians 6. That's what we banging with. Against dark forces, principalities that rule this world. Right now, we're going to get a biblical example of it, though. Daniel chapter 10.
Daniel chapter 10, verse 12. Then said he unto me, fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand, and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I have come for thy words.
This is a messenger telling Daniel, don't be scared, because he popped up. Daniel gets shook like, whoa, what is that? He's like, don't even be scared. Fear not. Right? From the moment you set your heart to understand what this was, and to chasten your soul before the Most High, your words was heard. From the moment that you decided, no, Lord, I need to understand this. What is this? And it said he chastened himself, meaning he was fasting. Right. He stayed in fasting and prayer. Right? The Most High sent this messenger to let him know what he was asking. Alright? Verse 13.
Verse 13.
Check out what the angels say. Say to the angel to holler at Daddy. Come on.
But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 120 days.
You hear that? This angel was withheld 21 days from getting to Daniel by the prince of Persia. You think he talking about the movie? Huh? Think he talking about old boy in the movie? He held this demon off, or this angel off for 21 days? No. There's a power over the Persians, a spiritual force, a prince of palate. What we read earlier.
Right, and we look up prince in the dictionary, just say the ruler of a principality or state.
The ruler of a principality or state. And our definition for principality is a dark order of angels.
Right.
All right, so we get into the definition of some of these dark angels that rule some of these kingdoms.
But Persia, as is mentioned in here, what was that? The Persian Empire.
Yeah. Modern day Iran.
Okay.
You look up Winston, what's his name? Winston Churchill?
Yes.
Winston Churchill. Persia was named Persia from biblical times all the way up to 1935. Winston Churchill, a heathen, a Briton, drew a line down the middle of Persia and called the right side Persia and the left side Iraq.
That's right.
But it's the ancient kingdom of Persia. Y'all look at Winston Churchill. He's from Britain.
He did that from here.
And his role in what you know is Iran. Or Iran, how they say on the news. Iran. Winston Churchill did that. But that's the land of Persia. Alright? Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 13 again.
Yeah.
But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 120 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help.
You heard that? Michael was an archangel. So now we know we're talking about angels here. Right? This Gabriel telling him the prince of Persia kept me back 21 days from coming to break this vision off to Daniel. But then Michael came and helped Gabriel. Right? So we got spiritual forces banging in the heavens. That's what's going on here. Right? This is matching up with Ephesians 6. The principalities of this world that rule this world. Right? Come on, Hebrew.
And I remained there with the kings of Persia. Now I have come to make thee understand what shall befall thy people in the latter days. For yet the vision is for many days.
The latter days is the last days in which we are in now. So prophets, even back in the Old Testament, was catching visions of what had happened in the latter days to this people, the people of Israel. All right, jump down to that verse 20.
And what Mally talking about also when he talks about these princesses battling or angelic forces is battling, is they show, that's why it's an onslaught of these Captain America, Thor movies. All of these are showing you principalities battling
right
in the heavens, so to speak. because it's going to be a common thing here pretty short. So we got to know exactly what's taking place. And their Superman has kryptonite that each one of those principalities, they got something that causes them to fall, but the God we serve ain't nothing for him to stop him. Each one of these, because they show you like demons, are subject to you. So there's kryptonite for all of those principalities. We just got to find out what it is, and what Mal is explaining right now is the whole armor of God.
Right.
And that's their kryptonite. You got to have it on, no.
Don't have it on, you're going to be shook out here.
You're guaranteed casualty.
Hey, what's going on with these lights you see in the sky? These lights you see in the sky at night.
What light?
Like almost like a star, but it's not a star.
A lot of brothers been seeing certain lights. Now, you brothers at one time were rocking that porch.
Usually they satellites. Stars will twinkle blue and they'll be up higher. A satellite is just bright like almost a street light, and if you look back at it 20 minutes later, it's probably moved.
Yeah.
See, they'll move them just to watch and govern eyes in the sky. But a star, the dipper and all of them will be in the exact same spot, twinkling a light bluish color, always. And they'll be up higher, but the lights you're speaking of are nothing more than satellites monitoring the earth.
Really?
They'll move back and forth. That's where you use them as well for your GPS and tracking purposes for you. So they conditioning you to play with them.
Okay, then all of a sudden it disappeared.
Oh yeah, it just moved back across. They may say move this one over to Kansas City, or move it over in deep in Illinois somewhere, but it'll just move.
You might see that on one of them orbit commercials.
It's under control. It ain't under free fall though. It ain't just moving because it's just drifting.
Right.
You feel me? It's under control. They got control stuff on all that. I was just gonna finish that Daniel 10 out. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 15. And when he had spoken such words unto me, I set my face toward the ground, and I became dumb.
Meaning he couldn't speak, right?
Silent.
Come on.
And behold, one like the similitude of the sons of men touched my lips. Then I opened my mouth and spake, and said unto him that stood before me, O my Lord, by the vision my sorrows are turned upon me, and I have retained no strength. For how can the servant of this my Lord talk with this my Lord? For as for me, straightway there remained no strength in me, neither is there breath left in me. Then there came again and touched me, one like the appearance of a man, and he strengthened me, and said, O man, greatly beloved, fear not.
Fear not. He was shook. Come on.
Peace be unto thee. Be strong. Yes, be strong.
It's about the fourth time we done heard that today. Come on.
And when he had spoken unto me, I was strengthened, and said, Let my Lord speak, for thou hast strengthened me. Then said he, Knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? And now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia.
It's an angel that's talking to him. Now I'm about to go return and fight with this prince of Persia, this principality over Persia that kept me back for 21 days from coming to talk to you at first. I'm about to return and fight with him again. All right, come on.
And when I am gone forth, lo, the prince of Greece shall come.
You hear that? The prince of Greece is right behind Persia in the rise and fall of kingdoms. Babylon, Persia, Greece, Rome. That's the role. So right after the Persians fell, the Greeks came into power. Okay. That's the history on the Maccabees and all that. They were doing the Greek occupation of Israel. Right? So they got a principality over them too, the Greeks. All right? Come on, Hebrews.
But I will show thee that which is noted in the scripture of truth. And there is none that holdeth with thee in these things. But Michael, your prince. Right? So we got who is rulers of spiritual forces over the nations of men. Ordained by the Most High. Right. Clear it up one more time. Apocrypha, Ecclesiastes. You got yours?
Yeah,
right there. Ecclesiastes 17 to 17. Bring it full circle. Then we'll get right back into these Ephesians 6. Because it says in Ephesians 6, you don't wrestle with flesh and blood. Right. You wrestle against the rulers of the darkness of this world. against principalities.
That's right.
Which means what? A dark order of angels. Against the rulers of this world. Right? That's what we wrestle with. Not the flesh. So we just showing biblical examples on these principalities just over these nations. Why you aiming in on one nation? So-and-so is the devil. So-and-so is the devil. Yeah, the head of that nation may be in league with the enemy. Right? But Israel is the devil. He running around jacking, killing, murdering. What is that? That's the mindset of a devil. So we ain't cutting no corners up here either. It's just what it is.
Judge.
Y'all cool? Let me crank the heat up a little bit.
Got that.
Everybody all right?
We going to Sirach, Ecclesiastes 17, verse 17. One quick verse, then we going to Daniel 12. Again, we talking about the armor of Yah. Y'all look some of these things up. The Defense Authorization Act is passed the Senate floor. They can start locking folk up for whatever. On the binoculars, on the Bible. What else? What's else? Some over the top? What else?
You got too much food stocked up.
Yeah,
You buying gold. You buying too much gold. They come in lock you up, hold you.
The terror attention has been turned domestic now.
And send you to Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah. What they call Gitmo. Right, so y'all look that up. Right, we're gonna get some scriptures in the Apocrypha in the second Ezra that go into these end time scenarios and the laws they're gonna be passing. And the Most High tell his people, don't be scared to get ready for the battle. The battle you think you talking about? You think you talking about some AKs and bombs? You talking about you better put this arm on. Because it's about to turn up, all the way up. If they passing stuff like this, anybody for any reason can be deemed a terrorist. They be offering, you know, cash rewards. You know anybody that talks about the Bible awfully a lot? Oh yeah, my baby doing my lights off. Yeah, let me turn him on in. Right, but these things were foretold.
My lights off.
Yeah, my lights off. It's cold, my heat off.
And turn them heat?
Yeah, I'll turn that Negro in quick.
So you're saying that if you talk about the Bible,
coming up.
Yeah, it tells you in the second Ezra what's going to happen in these end days. And the Most High give us the mindset that we supposed to
feel
be.
like anything that's a threat to America. So if you read the Bible, Revelation to tell you what's going to happen. So if you believe in that, you're a threat to America.
Yeah, because they need everybody thinking under the same vibration. They can't be thinking opposite of that.
Right, even like you said, if you're storing up too much food and there's only 2 people living in a house, but you got enough food for a whole troop, they coming because they know you prepared. You may not be getting down with it, but you can supply those that are warm for the Lord, you know, and you can supply them in their journey. So they say we're going to shut all that down. So it's coming down to the spiritual arm. So you're going to have to eat spiritually. It may not be nothing to eat. I mean, you can store up all the food you want. When it locked down, you may not be able to get to the store and shit. What you going to do then?
And when you ride, what you saying? What you say?
They selling seeds now of all the crops that you can, if something devastating was to happen, that you'd be able to start over and be able to feed your family.
Yeah, they got seed banks.
Yeah,
They got seed banks. Every seed on the earth they got stored in a warehouse. They know these times to speak.
It's going to be a law against planting.
Yeah.
We see that against gardens.
Yeah, that's in the Codex. Y'all look up that Codex.
No gardens either. So y'all there getting prepared for war that you're not going to be able to get through tribulation by your own means. You think you can just grow your own food and get through this?
Stack you up some
no. We done fixed it where you truly, if you trust in your God, we going to see where your faith level is at.
Whales braided from the sky.
Yeah, so nothing like, because man think he can get himself out of this. So it's like stacking gold and, you know, food and all that. Never discouraging nobody to put something up, but understand this. That ain't gonna get you through this. You won't get through this.
If you got on the armor, if you got on the armor of God, it may be His will to let you.
Right, exactly.
You got
without the arm, it don't matter how many guns you got, how much food you got, how much gold you got. You think you good in this tribulation? Because they got executive orders to take everything that you think that you possess. Absolutely. Because you think you own something, but you really don't. That's right. We really don't when you get down to it. You know what I'm saying? When you get down to the particulars of what this is, we own nothing.
Right.
So Murphy,
Pay for $1 million house and miss the taxes for 3 years and see who it belongs to.
Yeah, of course. Let's get into this though. You got that?
That Ecclesiasticus
17:17.
chapter 17, verse 17.
We establishing the spiritual powers that's over these other nations.
And for the new brothers, when he's saying Ecclesiastes, we read out the Apocrypha as well. And so you probably have to listen along unless somebody got Apocrypha right there to share with you. These books were part of the Bible at first. They were originally part of the Bible, and they still are part of the Bible. They just summarize the Bible. But these books are accurate. It mentioned all throughout the Bible about books that are not in there, like the book of Edo, the book of Nathan. Not this written in the book of Jasher. Go study from this book. But the Bible is a summary. It includes those books, but these books give day-to-day account, very clear understanding of an issue to where you can kind of say, okay, I understand that perfectly now.
Flat out. All right, let's get that. Ecclesiastes 17:17.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 17, verse 17.
What we fighting against, you know, it's more than the flesh. White man's the devil. African's the devil. Nah, you ain't even understanding the spiritual power that's controlling these nations. Right? And how your power can't even control you or protect you if you over here left field. Exactly. Your protective hedge is over here under the commandments and faith in Christ. Stay over here. You won't be protected no other way. There is no other way out. No other way. You got that, bro?
Yeah, and just to elaborate, that's why Most High always says, do not be dismayed.
Right.
With the word dismayed meaning sudden loss of spirit. That's putting on the full armor, which takes us to this Ecclesiasticus chapter 17, verse 17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth.
In the dividing of the nations, the dividing of mankind, what the Most High do?
For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people.
He set a ruler over every people. Remember, we don't fight against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high places. The rulers of the darkness of his word. He set a ruler over every people. That's why in that Daniel 10, Gabriel was fighting with the Prince of Persia. Then waiting on the Prince of Greece to show up. Hold on that.